Part of what I believe is to help you get bespoke tools, strategies that will help you understand the things that you inherited from the people who raised you, whether you grew up in your uncle, your aunt, your dad, or your mom, and how that has become your own default way of behaving. I mean, many years ago, I share this story a lot when I have the privilege to speak to men, particularly because I am very passionate about speaking to men. There are things that I said to my dad, I saw that my dad was doing when I was a young child, and I said to my sisters, "Oh, I will never be like my dad," and blah, 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 blah. Now, I got married. 6 months into our marriage, exactly what I saw that my dad was doing to my mom. I mean, it was a very, very common thing like we used to see then. So my dad would slam it on my mom and would work out. 6 months into my marriage, I found out that we had, disagreement about a particular conversation. And guess what I did? I did exactly what my dad used to do to my mom until, I started doing coaching and I found out. And that's why there's power in relationship. Now, the relationships I had around me then said to me, "Oh, you need to go for the deliverance. You need to go to the mountain and all of that." There's nothing wrong with that. But one thing that wasn't clear was they didn't understand that I didn't have a spiritual problem. I had a psychological problem. I had a behavioral problem. I always say this to people when I have my coaching sessions. Pain that is not transformed will always be transmitted. Let me say that again. Pain that is not transformed will always be transmitted. And that's why you see that many people talk about, generational, maybe generational challenges, generational curses. I honestly believe that many people don't have challenges with generational curses. They have challenges with generational behavior because many people don't even understand that they have untreated neurological patterns that is driving the old circles of anger, of emotional distance from their wife, from burnout. And many, many think, oh, my problem is money, my problem is marriage, my problem is lack of motivation. And I always say that's not true. You don't have a money problem, you have a pattern problem. You don't have a marriage problem, you have a pattern problem because no man falls out of love, they just fall into patterns.